Hello and welcome to the Empowered by Claudia podcast, where we explore all things self-development. Here you'll discover practical tools, tips and strategies to help you feel more confident, empowered and in control of your life. I'm Claudia, I'm your host, I'm a registered nurse and mindset coach, fear of success instructor, and most importantly, your guide on your self-development journey. I know firsthand how confusing and overwhelming and isolating this path can feel. So I created this podcast so you never have to navigate it alone. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Empowered by Claudia podcast. I am so excited because today we have a wonderful guest. We have the wonderful Sarah van Dort, who is a personal stylist and an absolutely fabulous woman. I met her 2 and a bit years ago at Denise Duffel-Thomas's business conference. And let me just say, I saw Sarah across the room. You will understand when you start following her social media content. She is not someone to be missed. And I was immediately like, I need to talk to this woman. So we were queuing up to get our books autographed by Denise. And I was like, I just have to say hi. And I've wanted to get her on the podcast ever since. And we finally made it happen. So I'm so excited for you to meet and learn from her. And today we're going to be talking all about how to fall back in love with ourselves and our style and maybe find style for the first time. Because if you're like me, I just going to go, I don't know what I'm doing. So Sarah is going to take all of that terror away and help us with that. So without further ado, welcome, Sarah, to the podcast.
Thank you so much. What a great introduction. And yeah, it's a delight to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me on, Claudia.
It's okay. So you've been a stylist for nearly 12 years, is it?
Yes, I'm in my 12th year of being a personal stylist now. And I've come up through working in offices, PA, EA, office manager, always a square peg in a round hole, being told off for talking and laughing and all of those sort of things. And yeah, then I found I always wanted to do this. It's not just my job, it's my passion. And I just love helping women feel and look great. That's as simple as it is.
Fabulous. So I've got a few questions, but we'll probably go off topic because that's just what happens. But I'm so excited to be able to get some inspiration for our listeners. So a lot of us, our body changes throughout life. It doesn't stay the same, does it? And that can lead us to feeling not as confident and feeling a little bit uncertain about what we can wear. And we open up the wardrobe doors and go, I've got nothing to wear. Literally everything it just feels so hard. And so you default to, I'm just going to wear a t-shirt and leggings or, vest top and leggings. There's a theme here. But, that could be that, it could be that we've had a baby. It could be that we've been ill, that we've had a weight gain or loss. Things happen, don't they? We get sidetracked with life. So what is usually someone's emotional starting point when they first come to meet you, Sarah?
Yeah, it's always very much the grass is greener. I was better when I was slimmer. I will be better when I am slimmer again, or when I've put some weight on, or when I've got rid of the baby fat. My eldest son was 32 the other day, and I've still got baby fat, and I'm not sure I can call it baby fat anymore. I think I need to just accept it.
Give you it.
It's who I am, and I think one of the big things I work with my clients is their mindset, and to get them to accept and to enjoy who and what they are right now, and not thinking about, okay, they might lose weight or put on weight or their body shape may change, but actually accepting and liking your body as it is right now, right today, is the first place you have to be to start feeling like you belong with wearing clothes and stylish again, because there is always something fabulous about you. So I send a questionnaire out when I work with my clients and I say, what parts do you like or dislike about your body? Now, I'm not trying to get them to come up. I just want them to sort of go, oh, I really hate my tummy. I hate my legs, whatever. So then when I speak to them, I go, so what do you like? And they might go, well, my ankles are all right. Or they'll say, well, what about your wrists? Do you like your wrists? Do you like your neck? And they're like, yeah, I quite like my neck. Yeah, I quite like this area around here. Pretty face and my skin's nice. And actually, I've got quite good knees. Or, I've got quite shapely calves. And then what we can do is we can look at enhancing those with what you wear. And then the other bits disappear. So if you start trying to hide bits, you end up hiding everything. And that's when you look bigger or you look frumpier. And so it's about accepting your body as it is today. There is nothing wrong with your body. It's just your eyes and what you're seeing. And I can help you look through my eyes and everybody else in the world's eyes, you know.
Yeah, that's such a good place as well because we only have today, don't we? Like, I think I've probably spent the last 10 years going, "Oh, well, when I slim into that outfit," or time flies. And actually, if we can make these little tweaks to just feel better today, that's what we've got, isn't it? Rather than always wanting something, like you say, the grass is greener, isn't it? But actually, learning to focus on the things that we do like because
And
it's not all
trust me, the
bad, is it?
grass isn't always greener. You know, some people lose weight and maybe after they've had a baby and they've put weight on, you know, any mums, lots of mums have done it. Um, there's the Victoria Beckham who gets back in her jeans after a few weeks. It's not the normal experience that most of us have. And the chances are that when you lose your weight, you're still not going to be the same shape you were because
Yeah.
muscles have changed and your body has changed and, you know, you've grown a person inside you. It's changed your body. And so even when you lose weight, the chances are you still won't, unless you've accepted yourself, you still may not like your body. So you have to find the bits you do like and the bits that you're not keen on. Well, you know what? Let them be. And if you're not happy now, you're not going to be happier when you're slimmer.
No. And also, like, it might be that you've lost weight and therefore the stretch marks are noticeable or something, or you've had an operation or something like that, and there's a scar, and there's so many things, I guess, that it really is a mindset thing just to actually learn to love that, even though it's different. And we're not going to go back to looking how we were when we were 16, and nor should we. Uh,
No, and we change right the way through life. I mean, you know, I know some people when they go through puberty aren't so keen if they get a really big bust or have you.
Mm.
Some people are like, but we don't go, "Oh, no, I'm gonna lose that weight off my boobs because 'cause I've put weight on," because it's just a hormonal thing. It's part of life. It's like you'll develop curves as you get to puberty, and nobody ever thinks that's, you know, yes, you might get a bit of puppy fat or you might put weight on, whatever it is, but we just accept that. You never hear people trying to reverse puberty. Not really, because it's just part of life, and so as you go through life, you go through more hormonal changes. You go through hormonal changes when you get pregnant. You go through them when you get perimenopausal, she says, menopausal
Yeah,
moment.
yeah, I mean, just to illustrate.
Just putting it out there. You get it when you go past menopause. You know, we have these changes all the way through our life, and we just have to accept who we are right now and work with the changing body. So I've
Mm.
actually lost a bit of weight recently. Putting my
Congrats.
hands up, I'm on Manjaro. And you know, that's a personal thing. I've had arthritis. I needed to lose some weight. I've got fibromyalgia. I've got hypothyroidism, you know, a few things that really make it difficult for me to
Mm.
be able to do that. And I've just kept on a really low dose of 5 milligrams, but I've lost weight, but my body shape has changed. And I'm not as keen on it as
Yeah.
I was when I was bigger. And I'm fine with that. I'm just learning to adapt and going, okay, so I'm going to try some different styles. This is an exciting time because I can try something new. So just because you lose weight does not mean you're going to go, oh my God, I'm going to have the best body or the best figure. I haven't got my 20, 30-year-old figure before I had children.
And that's the thing, isn't it? And I remember there's a girl I used to work with, and she was showing me a picture of when I think her children must have been maybe, I don't know, 3 and 5 or something like that, and comparing it to her current moment, she said technically the scales are the same, but she was much
Yes.
slimmer and more muscular now because she exercises lots. So
Yeah.
although the scales say the same, she looks completely different. She's lots of dress sizes smaller, she's healthier, but it's, if you were just going on that number,
It's
whether that's the number of the dress size or the number of the scales, things fit differently, don't they? And I suppose that's the whole reason behind today's episode is how we do evolve our style in these different periods of life because things change. I remember a friend said to me that imagine a tree. So when it's a seedling, it's still a tree, but it's a very different structure to when it's a fully grown oak tree. That
yeah,
that tree
that's
has been
great.
through a lot of life, and you wouldn't expect it to be the same dimensions as a seedling because
I
it's got
love
life
that.
experience. So I kind of just, yeah, we're going to focus on today and loving our body as it is in this moment, and how we can do those little tweaks just to
Yeah.
help
And
us
it's
fall back
easy
in
to
love.
say you've got to love your body. I would say at least like it.
Yes.
Not everybody is going to love their
Yeah.
body. Maybe you will never ever love your body, but accept your body and like it and appreciate it. You may never get to the stage where you love your body, but you can 100% get to the stage where you can like how you look in what you're wearing. I've done it with women from size 6 to size 26 in any budget, in any ethnicity, any age. It is understanding and accepting your body. Then you will feel good in what you're wearing. And that really is, you don't have to. I don't think I love my body, but I don't dislike my body. I accept it and I appreciate it.
Yeah, and that's the accepting bit is so important.
Yes.
Like, that is, like you say, that's key, isn't it? Like, we don't have to be like, "Oh, yeah, I've got the best body ever." But it is, picking those bits that we can really accept. So, Sarah was a guest speaker in a membership that I'm in recently, and it was all about what to wear when we're networking to feel confident. And you said something that I found so, so good. So this question is relating to that. And it is that we often hold on to clothes that belong to either a previous version of us or a previous size of us. And
Yes.
how can we reintroduce ourselves to our wardrobe without feeling that shame or pressure? Like, oh, how have I let myself get to the point where I'm living in whatever, whatever it might be, whether it's
No,
joggers or whatever?
that's exactly what I said. You look in your wardrobe, and what you need to do is get your wardrobe to the stage where, even if it's only one part of the wardrobe, every single thing in your wardrobe fits you, at least fits you. So if there's something in your wardrobe that you can't put on that day, move it to another wardrobe, put it in the loft, put it under the bed, whatever you can do. Because what's going to happen is every day, the first thing you're going to want to wear is that thing that doesn't fit you. So then whatever you put on is always going to feel second best, and you're going to feel fat or too thin, whatever it is, or my tummy's too big for that, or my bottom's too big. I allow my clients, when I'm doing their wardrobes, I allow them a half stone 3-month pile. Because they go, oh, but if I lost half a stone, that would fit. And I go, okay, if you put it over there, if you haven't lost that half stone in 3 months, it needs to move in with the other things. Now you're going to look and you're going to go, I have nothing to wear. But you haven't got anything less than you had to start with. But you'll be able to see where the gaps are. So you'll be able to go, do you know what? The one thing that I really need, I've got loads of tops, but I haven't got any trousers or skirts to wear. Really need to get myself some trousers that fit me. And then once that goes in, suddenly you can start. It's not about quantity, it's about the quality and the versatility. You want things that are really, really versatile, that can be dressed up, that can be dressed down. So you need to get a wardrobe that feels like you. So if there's things in there that were from when you were in, when I go to ladies who go, oh, I've got a lot of wardrobes, I go, and actually they've got things they've never got rid of.
There's 3 double wardrobes behind me.
You've got
One of them, the middle one, is like the day-to-day, but I would say there's probably some stuff that needs to go in the 3-month pile, or
Oh,
maybe
I
just
love it.
actually be put away. Then the end
It's
one
only
is
a
like,
3-month pile, remember?
no, no. And then the end one is like, fancy dresses and whatever, and they are in like, the dust bags or whatever they wanna call them.
Yes.
And yeah, there's some variety of sizes in there, way more than 3 months. And then my other half has a half a shelf of shirts.
Love him.
Yeah, bless them.
So
Um,
true. But yeah, it's that you just don't, you're not wearing it, move it so that you can see what you have got to wear. And that's why, I'm not a big fan of the phrase capsule wardrobe, if I'm honest. Because capsule makes me feel limited. So I like to use the word versatile wardrobe.
oh,
Because then the things that you wear, you can see most often. And people say they wear 80% of their wardrobe 80% of the time. There's lots of 80-20 rules out there. That 20% of your wardrobe is the things that fit you, the things that you like. But in that other 80%, there might be an evening dress, and you only go out in an evening dress, once every 2 years. So don't get rid of it, because it will come into play one day. You might have 3 sparkly tops in there and you only wear one once or twice a year. You can, move them. But that 20% of your wardrobe is effectively your capsule wardrobe, but it's the wardrobe you wear most and it's the versatile part of your wardrobe. So, I don't see a problem with wearing 20% of your wardrobe 80% of the time. It's just moving things out that don't feel like you, that you look at or you put on and then you take it off and it ends up on the bed. So if you've
Mm.
got something that every morning you go, I'm going to try that. You put it on and you're like, it fits me. "Oh, I just don't really like wearing it," and it ends up on the bed. That's when you want to get rid of it. Give it to somebody else.
Let it be free and not taking up space in your wardrobe, because I guarantee you, when you open the doors and you see it, that's going to be flagging up somewhere, even if you're not consciously acknowledging it. It's going to be that, oh gosh, why is there so much clutter? Most of it I can't fit into, and you might not realize what you can actually fit into because it's hidden behind all this stuff that you can't.
Absolutely. And also for those that I'm a big believer in the universe. And if you start looking at, manifesting quantum physics, all that, I don't really understand all of that, but everything has an energy. So
Hmm.
it's a fact that scientifically everything has, if you looked at things under a microscope, there'd be everything has some sort of energy to it. So if you think about your wardrobe, things you're not wearing, that's bad energy. And so if that helps you move it on, think about it as bad energy, move it on. But also think about sustainable fashion. So if you've got something in your wardrobe with a label on, people are so reluctant to get rid of it because they get guilt. Now, if you pass that on to a pre-loved second-hand shop, charity shop, think about somebody's face when they see that and they go, wow, I'm going to buy that. And it's not in your wardrobe anymore, but somebody else has not gone out, bought fast fashion, and they're going to be absolutely elated to have it or sell it on Vinted or whatever it is that you do. But think about sustainability and, it will take that guilt away because you are then passing it on and somebody else can love it.
Yeah, I love that. I have actually sold a few bits because I had a
Well done.
guest, I think it was probably episode 9. So she's like a decluttering queen, I'm
Amazing.
going to say. And she said, these dresses that you have in your wardrobes that have still got the tags on, you're not welcoming them into your home because they've got the tags on. It's like they're not
Yeah,
really here. And again, with the energy and things, isn't it?
yeah,
Actually, if it's in your wardrobe for 2 years, it's still got the tag on, you're probably not going to wear it.
yeah. And don't just take the tag off and go, it's all right now because the tag's off it.
Maybe
But
take
you
it
know
to the
what? It's
take it
fine
take
to
it
make
somewhere or sell it.
mistakes. It's okay to make a mistake. You just need to, rectify it, sell it, pass it on. Give it to your friend who loves everything you wear and think how, happy she'll be.
Yeah. Fabulous. So, thinking about, we're not going to focus completely on mums this episode, but this little segment, we're going to do a little bit about returning to work after
Yes.
maternity leave. And we're thinking about, obviously, like, you've been out of the workplace for up to a year, you're feeling a bit nervous about going back anyway. Are there some tips or mindset things that we can think about in order to make us feel a bit more comfortable in what we're wearing? So not feeling like, oh, I spent the last year having like vomit stained clothes and just wearing something that's easy and clean. But actually, how we physically can feel confident going back to work, any particular fabrics that are really handy.
Yeah,
My biggest worry was getting my kids' breakfast on me, on my work clothes before I was going to work. I was thinking, or
yeah.
like sticky fingers, grabbing hold of things. Yeah, any tips, any suggestions, and also thinking if people are needing to express while they're at work, adding any style tips that
Lots and
might be
lots of
handy.
tips, lots and lots of tips. So, yes, if you are expressing at work, I would suggest separates. I would suggest tops, skirts, trousers, anything that what you don't want to do. I mean, it's a bit like when you go into the toilet and you've got a jumpsuit on and you suddenly take it off and you're kind of naked. So what you want to do is not have something that has to pull down. If you're wearing a dress, and I wore this on purpose really today, normally I'm in red, as Claudia knows, but have something, this has got poppers on it. So it can quite discreetly, if you need to undo it at the front, you've still got your shoulders covered, you can still cover the other side, unless you're doing both. I would always take a scarf with you so that, if I unpop this and I had a scarf over me, it would be absolutely fine. I would still be very covered. I mean, hopefully there'll be somewhere, private that you can go, but you still want to feel like you're at work. So not a dress or anything that does up at the back. definitely avoid that. Things that can be lifted up, pretty tops, pretty blouses. A lot of it depends on your style personality, whether you like unfussy clothes or fussy clothes. But just make it so that you don't have to like tug it. So if you are expressing that it's got some fluidity to the if you're wearing a top. Anything that doesn't have any fastening at the front, you're gonna have to, a dress, you're gonna have to pull it right up. That's not gonna be comfortable in any way, shape, or form. Have some stretch in it. So before you buy anything, and this goes for not just for when you're expressing, but for going back to work, you've probably been living in leggings and a jumper or a t-shirt. Let's face it, most of us do at that stage. So think about comfort, but a little bit more structured comfort. So buying a pair of trousers, but that's got some structure in it. Everywhere you go, you can go into Marks and Spencer's. Next, you can buy jeggings, leggings that look like trousers. All you need is something over that top bit. And some of them have even got pockets in. So you want to be a bit more structured, but with stretch in the fabric, because you've probably got more curves than you had before. Whether you're going to get rid of them or not, it doesn't really matter, but the chances are that especially if you've gone from being quite slim and quite straight bodied to having these curves, your clothes will probably not have stretch in them. So every time you pick something up, give it a bit of a stretch and see what it does. Trying to be unfussy, think about wearing boots with a longer skirt, for example. Then you don't have to think about tights. All of these sort of things are just extra things to think about. Dogs or cats scratching at your legs, you scratch your tights, you've got a shorter skirt on, you've got to totter around in shoes. So, some nice sort of ankle boots or something so that you're not worrying about that. And a trick that my mum used to do. So when I was young, it wasn't babies, it was dogs. So if my mum came downstairs dressed, the dogs would go mad thinking they were going out for a walk. So she'd come downstairs dressed, but with a dressing gown on. So have something like a dressing gown of some description or something like that, that literally you keep on until that moment you walk out the door. It lives by the front door, whatever. So that actually you can't stop babies or children throwing their breakfast and being sick on you. You can't expect that. So if you protect yourself, and getting dressed the minute before you go out isn't practical either. So just have something that you can cover yourself with and take it off just
We're
before
bringing
you
back the
go.
house coat.
Yes. Well, I was going to say that, and I thought that makes me I am old because I'm 60 now, but I thought that made me sound really
Really
old.
don't knock it. Every time you say I was 60, I'm like, I don't know.
I don't act it either. But you know what? There's still always things in my life and my lifestyle that are changing. It doesn't matter whether it's a baby. I've
Yeah.
had 2 babies. I've got 6 grandchildren. Anyway, um, but yeah, if you are dressed in something nice, then rather than having to have something there in case you have to change, just have a bathrobe or a Udi or something like that around, that you can get yourself nicely dressed, whip it off as you're about to walk out the door and pray they don't throw up on you as you're walking out,
Yeah.
because then you might have to get changed.
I mean, but that's children, isn't it? Unpredictability in life.
Yeah. And a couple of little tips, and I know you'd mentioned this to me before, Claudia, was about makeup. So it is nice to still be presentable. You've got like 3 minutes to 5 minutes maybe in the morning to put your makeup on. So the three main things I recommend are lipstick, blusher, and mascara. Unless you've got think things blemishes that you want to cover up or what have you. If you've got time, go for more. But put some lipstick on, because it will always make you look finished and make you look a bit more dressed up, a bit more like you've made an effort. And then just use a cream blusher, or here's a tip: you can put 2 fingers on, do two because otherwise it's a bit on your lipstick. I don't know if some of you can see, some of you can't. So just dab it on your 2 fingers and then rub that along your cheek. And that's going to give you a beautiful
Sure.
flushed look. And then a bit of mascara, because it's going to make your eyes look wider. And then if you've got a setting spray, just rub that, give it a quick burst, just because then it's going to stay on longer. So what you want to do is bring some contrast to your face, and some contour, and that's all you really want to do. It's not and maybe sort of make yourself look a little bit brighter. That's really what you want to do.
Especially when, you might not have had the best night's sleep. been up
Absolutely.
multiple times in the night, and it just maybe it's having it in your work bag or in the car so that when you pull up to work, you can quickly pop on a little bit of lippy and then head in. So lipstick, mascara, and a
And a
bit
bit
of
of
blush.
cream blush. And
Fabulous.
concealer, if you do find that and there are so many nice coloured ones. So if you find that you get black circles under your eyes, use something like a sort of a yellowy underneath, because that's going to lift it, not just what you don't want is the same sort of you want a brightener really, rather than a concealer that you use to cover a spot. You want a brightener rather than that. If you do find that sleepless nights give you that kind of drag down look.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because that's the thing is that going back to work can be such a confidence zapping thing anyway. So any little
It really
thing that we
can.
can have that's going to make us feel better is
Yes.
definitely is
I'm also a
invaluable.
big fan of having basics. So having sort of a basic color, so maybe a navy top and navy trousers, and then wearing either a neutral colored jacket. A blazer is always going to make you look and feel smarter. So maybe having two or three jackets, different styles, different lengths, different colors, different material, maybe a boucle jacket, the Chanel type looking ones, maybe a blazer and maybe a leather jacket or something like that. And then you can just put the same basic layers on. And then you don't have to go, does that go with that? Does that color go with that? Maybe having, just neutrals on your bottom layer. That's also going to make you slimmer if you do worry about your tummy or your arms or anything else. It will give you that column down the middle. You can dress it up, you can put some pearls on, have one set of jewelry that you literally wear every single day. If you've got something like this, or your lovely necklace, Claudia, you
Thanks.
don't need that will go with absolutely every single thing you own. Whether you're wearing a jumper, whether you're wearing a dress, whether you're wearing something smart, whether you're wearing something dressed down. So, one set of jewelry, take the thought work away. Just keep it somewhere you can see it, and then you don't have to think about it.
Yeah, perfect. And it just adds to that finished look, but actually doesn't add to the brain, the
Yes.
mental pressure of like, oh well, what am I going to wear today, and what's going to go with that?
And a dress is one and done. So if you like wearing dresses, a couple of dresses in there, you don't have to think about, I mean, obviously if you're expressing, think about the things I said about what dress, but a dress is so simple to just put on. It's done and you can
Yeah.
put some shoes and get out of the house. Nude shoes will go with absolutely everything. So if you have a pair of nude shoes, you then don't have to go, oh, but I've got a red dress or this dress. They'll go with absolutely everything.
Fabulous. And I keep thinking about what you said at that the last time I listened to one of your talks, which was about horizontal lines and making, please correct me if I get this wrong, but essentially I always found that there were some tops that I wore that kind of cut across my mid-arm in a very unflattering manner, and I'd always look in the mirror and just be like, I'm not quite happy, and I didn't know until you said that the horizontal line basically draws the eye, so it makes
Yes,
everything look wider, and I
yes.
was like, that is why I didn't like it, but I couldn't for the life of me put that together. Did you have any tips on that?
Yeah, let me explain that. So, yeah, and don't get this confused with a horizontal stripe. We're not talking about stripes. We're talking about where something finishes. So, that horizontal line. So, it might be where this finishes, where the sleeve finishes. It might be where the jacket line finishes. It might be your skirt. It might be where your boots finish. Always, always have that on the slimmest part of your body, because that is where the eye is drawn to. Might be a necklace. So if I wear this, for example, your eye is drawn to this. Now, I know that's not a horizontal line as such, but that is where your eye is drawn to. So jewelry as well. So if you've got a jacket and say you've got wide hips, you've got wider hips than shoulders. If your jacket finishes on your hips, that's where the eye is going to be drawn to, and that's how wide you're going to look up and down. Now, most people who have wider hips than shoulders have quite a narrow waist. Now, if you finish that on your waist, where you're slimmest, so that horizontal line, so it's the end of the garment. So say you've got a red jacket over a navy outfit, then the eye is drawn to there, and that's how wide you're going to look. So if you have a big bust, so say I had a big bust, which isn't too bad. I know that you can't necessarily see me, and I have my sleeve line in line with my bust, that is going to make me look so wide there. That's where the eye is going to be drawn to. Likewise, you'll never see me, well, I think I've got one or two pairs, in a pair of knee-high boots, because I've got nice slim ankles, but I've got really podgy knees. And I'm fine with that because I understand it and I just know to avoid it. So if I wear knee-high boots, the eye is drawn to my podgy knees and I don't notice that I've got lovely slim ankles. So I always wear ankle boots. So last thing about that is if you have shapely calves, so it might be through working out or you just have bigger calves, always finish either above them where they go in or below them where they go in. If you finish mid-width, again, it's going to make you look wide all the way up and down. So always look for your sweet spot. Where are your slimmest parts? And that's where the cut off or the horizontal line should be. It's probably there are very few style rules. I always say, so I've got a club called the Style Club. And really the first rule of Style Club is there are no style rules. Okay. So don't follow influencers and go, oh, I can't wear that with that. Or because I'm short, I can't wear that. It doesn't work. But the style rule is if the horizontal line is in the widest part, you're going to look wider. If the horizontal line finishes on the slimmest, you're going to look slimmer.
And so
Simple.
I know we said we weren't talking about stripes.
Yeah, we can
But I
talk about
feel
stripes.
like I feel like while we're talking about horizontal lines,
Well, we talk about horizontal.
because I mean it's a bit of a bugbear. Any maternity or breastfeeding clothes all seem to have horizontal stripes. What is that about? And I know that you're
No,
not creating those clothes, but anyways,
I have
are
no idea.
horizontal stripes bad?
No, they're not bad at all. I quite like horizontal stripe. And think about the size of the stripe. And again, so if they go very small in one area, have that on your slimmest area or wherever the dominant part. So if the stripes vary, then think about where that dominant part is. Again, use it like the horizontal line. But what you can also do is balance it out. So if you've got a top with horizontal stripes on, wear a pair of the trousers that have got the vertical stripe going down the side. So that's going to balance that out. So you're going to have a nice slim look there. You're going to have the width here. If you've got a very big bust, you can wear the horizontal stripes, but wear a V-neck if I was you. It's going to be a lot more flattering than a high neck with horizontal stripes. But yeah, everything has horizontal stripes. But think about the cut. So if it's a very boxy cut, the horizontal stripes are not going to be as flattering as if it's got a little bit of shape to it, for example. So always just try it on, look at it. Does it make me look boxy? Or does it actually look okay?
Would that be a case where that's where you would then put on either like a nice blazer or jacket or something that's
Perfect.
going to like break up the
Yeah. To make
boxiness, as
that
it were?
casual denim jacket over a striped top is just a fabulous. I mean, a really great, really easy to wear look. And this is not for a smart office, but this is a really nice look. It's a nice denim jacket, not your scraggy one that you wear to put the bins out. A nice denim jacket over a stripy, we call them Breton top, and then a pair of those side stripe trousers that are really comfortable, smart pair of trainers. That is such an easy, nice crossbody bag, but make everything clean, make it look like it's fitted nicely. And when I say nice quality, I just mean doesn't look like it's falling apart. Just it's not expensive quality, but just looks like it's nice. Nicely looked after and clean. And pressed is a really horrible thing. I don't mean that when you've got a baby or children, but just looks like you've not just taken it out the washing
At the
pile.
bottom of the wardrobe.
We've all done it. We all do it, but we don't want it to look like we have.
And I know that you obviously your signature color is red, and you love a bit of leopard print as well, of course. But I'm just thinking, is there like a little hack that we can use with the colors that we wear, just to like give ourselves a boost? So if we want to channel some confidence, if we're like, right, I want to feel like I'm taking on the world today, is there any particular colors or patterns or things that are going to give us that boost?
Definitely. And this is a very individual question. There's color analysis is an amazing thing. If you can afford it, have it done. It really is a fantastic thing to have done. And I also have an online course which has that whole element of that, which is, something that makes it more affordable. But what I want you to, the main thing is, if you've got a cooler undertone, so your cooler undertone would be that you have more blueness to you. If you held orange up, you'd go, no, I really don't look good in orange. You'd say it's making my skin look a bit ruddy. So say you've got anything from blue eyes to grey eyes, you can have a cool green, something along those lines, and your hair hasn't got any warmth in it. Then you want to be wearing colours with a blue base to them. And yeah, put a pink on. It's just going to give you a really lovely boost. You don't have to go top to toe in pink, but maybe even a pink brooch or something that gives you a little bit of an uplift. So instead of a white t-shirt or a white sweatshirt, put a lovely pink one on. Likewise, if you are a warmer undertone, so, if you go in the sun and your hair glistens gold, if you have a brown, maybe a grey or green eye, or maybe you have hazel eyes, something like that. But, really flat pink makes you look a bit white. Go find something. It might even be just a book or something. See what you think the colour looks like. Then wear a lovely coral to give you a lift, or something along the orange. You want something with a yellow or a golden undertone to it. Teal is a beautiful colour for people with that warmth. Anything from a strawberry blonde to a full-on auburn. Just sort of look, when you find something, hold it next to your face. Does it give you sort of white bits or black bits under your eyes, or does it actually make you look fresh and alive? That's it. If you're wearing something on the top half, that's what I would say.
Fabulous. Where is so if you're feeling really stuck with your wardrobe and completely disconnected, what is a gentle place to start that doesn't involve throwing everything away and buying an entire new wardrobe? Because let's face it, there's very few of us that are in the position to do that just from scratch.
Very, very few of us, absolutely. And it's a nice thing. It's something that, as I said, at 60, I've got lots of things that I've kept for years and years because I've really liked them. And, I'm evolving still. And I consider style is a journey. So what would say is, think about your lifestyle right now. What do you need to dress for? What do you absolutely need, and how do you want to feel? Think of 3 words about how you want to feel. So if I said to you, Claudia, going to put you on the spot now, give me 3 words about how you want your clothes to make you feel.
I want them to make me feel fabulous. I had, obviously this is not 3 words, I will come back to the other 2
Yes,
words. But
I
I
should have
I
known.
had an operation last year because I had a really painful lump that was restricting what I could wear. So I couldn't wear anything that pressed around my midsection, and it was, horrific. I was in agony. So I could only wear dresses. And everyone was like, "Oh, I love your work dresses." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'd love to wear some trousers, but actually they're way too uncomfortable." So it was leggings on my non-working days and dresses when I was at work. And I had to make sure that the tights were literally under my boobs because nothing could touch because it was so painful. So now that I've had the operation and touch wood, things are okay. It's really nice to be able to put something on and go, that feels really nice. And I can wear a dress if I choose to. And so I think for me, it's that choice. It's not being defined like, oh, well, I have to wear that, and not
I like
feeling like that's the only thing I can wear.
So then I want you to drill down a bit more and say
Mhm.
what would make you feel fabulous. So the sort of words people give me are the first word that comes up quite often is comfortable. Now we want to feel comfortable. We don't want to look comfortable. A
Yes.
secret. So I would
Yeah.
love to feel comfortable, but if someone said, "Oh, she always looks so comfortable," got it. It's not the trick. For me, I want
Are you
to look
going out in a
glamorous.
onesie?
I know one, but it's like I like to feel and look glamorous, well
Mhm.
put together, and unique. I like to look a bit individual. I like to sort of stand out a bit and wear something that maybe not everybody else is wearing. So those are sort of the 3 main criteria for what I choose to wear. So I'm not going to put you on the spot again, but I want everyone just to think about how they really want to feel and look and how they want to portray themselves. You might say professional, classy, all of these words. You might say quirky, you might say ethnic, you might say, all sorts of things. There's so many different words that all of us have something different. And just look and go, does that make me feel like that? And if it doesn't make you feel like that, then you're never going to feel confident in it.
Yeah.
So it has to be comfortable. It has to feel like you. Do the work, do the brain work about mindset and think, well, how do I want to feel in my lifestyle?
Yeah.
It might be free. It might be, I don't want to wear anything that's constricting. And I know you're not having to do that anymore. But some people might say to me, I don't want tights. I don't want anything that is constricting. I don't want anything I have to, shuffle about in. I don't want anything with zips and buckles and bows and all of this sort of thing. So be honest with yourself about who you are and what you want to do, and work on your mindset before you work on your wardrobe, because then the wardrobe will come easily.
Yeah. Fabulous. Thank you. So tell us, what is it like to work with you? Because I know there's a few different options. So I know you've got your
Still.
fabulous Star Club. Also, because I know that you do like in person, but also virtual styling services. So give us a little overview about what it's like.
Absolutely. So I work very much on transformations. And I don't mean transformations like, a lot of the things people say it come to me is when they feel frumpy, they feel like they've lost their way. And that could be anything from a sort of, well, 12-year-old, but, sort of a teenager up to someone who's 80. We all lose our way at different stages in our life. Lots of people going into a new decade, they're like, well, I don't know who I want to be this decade. So I will work on, as I said, very much on mindset first. Who do you want to be? How do you want to feel? It's not me giving you something, it's me pulling it out of you. And I get to understand you, but I get you to understand you. So we go through the basics as well. We go through your coloring, your body shape, your style personality, your proportions. Proportions is everything, because one person that's 5'4" does not have the same body shape as, or say you're 5'4" and a size 12, you're not going to be the same as somebody else who's 5'4" and a size 12. Things are going to fit differently. And so we do all the basics, and I can do this in person or online. Generally, in person is obviously much nicer, because then I can hit your wardrobes in person. And then I will help you see how you can wear all those things in your wardrobe in new and exciting ways. It's not about going, that's no good, that's no good, that's no good. It's about, okay, you've got that jacket from when you used to work. You don't in an office, you don't work in an office now. How can we make it work for your everyday life? Put it with a pair of jeans and a t-shirt and a pair of DMs, whatever you want to do with it. And then shopping. That is a full elevation service, really. I also have a VIP program where you pay me monthly. You get 2 full days in person with me a year, or 4 half days. And basically, I do your online shopping. I sort out your work outfits. I sort out your event outfits. I sort out your holiday outfits. You call me for anything and everything, not any time of the day, pretty much.
We
I
get the
give you
picture, but within
Yeah,
reason.
yeah, but then it's ongoing, so you're constantly developing. You never get bored of your wardrobe. That's another way. But the Style Club is really accessible. It's £25 a month. You get well, like this, I do one evening every month with a presentation of something that's relevant, and my style surgery. So you'll come along and you might say, I've got this top, but I have no idea what to wear it with, or I'm going to this. Has a WhatsApp group, which is really lovely. It's not about fashion. It's about you feeling like you. The people in there are not about high style. It's about, the everyday people like me. I'm an everyday woman who just wants to feel good in what I wear. And then, of course, I give lots of tips and things out on social media. I have a newsletter which goes out that gives you so much information. And I'm always being told I give too much, but it's how I like to do it. So, and my website, and a blog. So you get there's free things there as well if you're at the stage where you're like, not ready to do anything else yet. But yeah, so I've tried to make it that people can work with me at all levels and whatever they want to do. And
Oh,
that's it.
that's fabulous. And it's so nice. It's like, because ultimately we have to wear clothes every day. I mean, there
We
may be
do.
some people that choose not to, but most of us in daily life need to wear clothes. So why not feel like ourselves? Like, why not feel whatever we want to feel, whether it's fabulous, whether it's something else, whether it's that we are comfortable but don't look comfortable.
And there's no judgment. If you love and quite frankly, I love leggings. I am not legging bashing here, okay? Because I hate it when I see something on Instagram or someone going, "Oh, don't wear leggings, they're so good." If they were past it, they wouldn't sell them. They sell more leggings than anything else, so don't think that you're the only one wearing leggings. We all wear them. And if you want to wear that, there is no judgment. If you want to elevate it slightly and you're like, what colors could I wear as my sweatshirt instead of wearing just a black because I feel dull in a black sweatshirt? If you want to wear a black sweatshirt and leggings all the time, I am not judging you. If you want to elevate it, I'm there to help you do that. So it's totally, we should never feel judged, but we should also be able to have access and knowledge to be able to elevate if we want to.
Yes, I've absolutely loved this. I'm sure everybody listening has too.
Oh.
Um, I haven't pre-warned you of this, so apologies. But have you got one final tip for anybody? If there is nothing else that they take from today, what is the main thing that people should leave thinking of?
As we started with really, is be honest with yourself about who and what you are, what size you are, what shape you are, and how you want who you are. Don't look at anybody else. Don't look at the Instagrammers. Don't go, don't look at there are no style rules. Just because you're a petite doesn't mean that you can wear a certain thing, because I have petite ladies who have short necks, long necks, high waist, low waist. It just doesn't work like that. So I would encourage you not to think how you were, or if you lose weight in the future, or if you put weight on, whatever you want to do. I want you to think about who you are today, be completely honest, and work your wardrobe around that. That's the one thing I would say that everybody should be doing.
I love it. Thank you so much. That's so good. Yeah, sorry for not pre-warning you on that. It just came to me. I was like,
Fine.
actually, I need to, need
No,
to
you're
do
fine. You know me, I can answer anything anytime.
So please do give Sarah a follow and check out all of the links in the show notes to her website, to her style club, to her personal services. And I really can't wait for you to get in touch with her. If you've enjoyed this episode, please do share it with a friend, anyone you think will enjoy this. And look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. Bye. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Empowered by Claudia podcast. I'm Claudia from claudiasabinawellness.com. If you are ready to take your next step and transform your life, all the ways to connect with me, whether for coaching, courses, or any other sort of support, are in the show notes or on my website at www.claudiasabinawellness.com. If you found value in this episode, I'd be so grateful if you could leave a review, share it with a friend, or post about it on social media. Don't forget to tag me at Claudia_Sabina_wellness. Your support helps more people discover the tools and guidance they need. I cannot wait to support you on your journey. Much love.